I'm an OT student. How are you doing tonight?
Good.
Alright. So today we're going to be conducting the functional reach assessment. So this assessment assesses the patient's ability, balance, functional mobility, and vestibular. So it does this by measuring the maximum distance an individual can reach forward without taking a step in a fixed position. So the reason why I'm conducting this assessment on you is because you stated that you had back issues. This has affected your walking, your balance, and it has prevented you from going back to work. So do you have any questions?
No.
Alright, so we're gonna go over some psychometric properties. So the first one is a retest reliability. So this means when multiple therapists conduct this assessment, they get around the same results every trial. So for this, I got an article by Duncan et al. The results indicated a retest reliability score of 0.92, which indicated an excellent test retest reliability. And also, the functional reach test has good criterion validity, meaning that this assessment represents the area of focus it is assessing. So for this assessment, it's gonna focus on balance, stability, functional mobility. So also in a research by Bernie et al. On asymptomatic adults, the criterion validity shows a score of 0.56, which has adequate correlation. So now, do you have any questions before we begin doing the assessment?
No.
All right, do you give me consent to conduct this assessment on you?
Yes.
So first, you can just look at me. I'm gonna walk you through the assessment, and then we'll have you do it. So first, we're gonna stand next to the wall. You're not gonna wanna touch the wall. You're gonna wanna flex that shoulder 90 degrees, just like this. And then once I instruct you, you're gonna reach forward as far as you can without taking a step, and of course, making sure that pain doesn't increase, and then of course, without falling. And I'm gonna be here in front of you to catch it. Understood those instructions? Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna line up with this line right here. We're gonna screw a little forward. Perfect. Alright, so when I instruct you, you're gonna wanna reach forward without taking a step, and go ahead. Just let me know when you can anymore. Is that good right there?
Okay.
Alright, perfect. Go ahead and rest. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 trials. The first one was a little practice run. So the last 2 we're gonna actually score, and then I'll give you the norms after. Okay, so same thing. Go ahead, scoot a little back. Scoot a little forward. Take a step forward. Right, that's perfect. All right, go ahead and reach forward without taking a step. And let me know when you're good right there. Right, perfect. Just give me 1 second to write it down. Alright, one last trial. Go ahead, take a step forward, please. Right there is good. Same thing, go ahead and reach forward without taking a step. Just let me know when. Is that good right there?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, perfect. Alright, let me get your scores real quick. Okay, so first, I'm gonna give you the age-related norms for the functional reach test. For men 20 to 40 years older, which that ranges in your category, the within limits is 60.7 plus or minus 1.9. Your score was 11 and a quarter, so you're under that. So we do need to work that to increase it. That way, it limits your fall risk. So, but however, a score of 6 or less indicates a significant risk for falls. A score between 6 to 10 inches indicates a moderate risk for falls. So you are above that. So you are not technically not considered a fall risk. So we do want to increase that to prevent it, so you don't get in those categories. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Thank you. All right, so looking at the BPS model, So as previously stated, the normative values for the functional reach test for a 20 to 40-year-old male is 16.7, plus or minus 1.9. A score of 6 to 10 inches would indicate moderate risk for falls, and a score of 6 or less would indicate a significant risk for falls. Looking at the factors of the BPS model, if the patient were to be within these scores of 10 inches or less, the biological aspect of the model would be affected as the client's balance and stability would be impaired. Uh, this would affect his ability to walk and increase his risk for falls, which would prevent him from returning to work or doing any activities he needs to do. Looking at the psychological factor, this factor can be affected since the client's mobility is impaired and he is not able to return to work, so it can have a negative effect on his mental health. This can bring stress into his life as he won't have financial stability and be able to provide for his family. Also, not being able to play sports or do fun activities with his kids can have a negative impact on his mental health, which can lead to a possibility of depression. Finally, looking at the social aspect, all these factors can affect his ability to go out with his family, friends, or do any community event. So, and socialize with anyone. So, eventually affecting the psychological aspect even more. Also, I was not sure if I had to include the BPS model with the assessment video, but I did get a chance to go over it off camera with the patient. Alright, so the intervention I decided to go with was a long-term stretching program. This program is intended and focused to loosen up all those tight muscles and increase his range of motion. The main goal with this would be to help his balance, stability, and minimize risk of injury. The stretches would be hamstring, performance, and low back stretches. So if possible, I'd have the patient do the stretches 3 times a day for 2 to 4 minutes, and of course take breaks as needed and to stop if any pain occurs. Alright, so in an article by Bem et al. Named The Effects of Stretching on Injury Risk Reduction and Balance, looked at the benefits that stretching has on injury incidence and balance. It looked at pre-exercise and chronic stretching methods. So the results of this article stated that the long-term stretching improves balance, which decreases falls, which then leads to less injuries.